Hey everyone, Carol Hickman here with Chickstamper today. How are you doing? Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Today I have a couple really cute cards to show you and an adorable thank you gift for this weekend's order and this week's orders. And we're also going to be doing the polished stone technique. So it's a technique that every couple years I play around with it, and I hadn't done it for a while. So last month I got some product out when the new Butterfly Brilliance collection became available to demonstrators last month. So I thought, well, this will be a perfect one to use with the polished stone technique. We used to use it with our shimmery paper, which isn't current, but we have this gorgeous pearlescent paper. So I thought, well, I'll try it, and it really works great. So that's one of the projects we're gonna make today. Hey Cindy, hey Kathy. So before we get started, I just wanted to kind of go over a couple things. I've been talking about this for the past probably 6 weeks, you guys. We only have a week left. Next Wednesday, the 24th, the last chance list comes out. And when that happens, items are going to sell out generally pretty quickly. And some of the items that always sell out quickly are the in-color inks and refills and markers and cardstock and ribbons, because we know these 5 colors are retiring, right? So if you want anything that has to do with these 5 in colors, these are the 2019 to 2021 in colors. You want to be sure that you get those ordered. Even if they're on back order right now, they will be filled. So, but as of next week on the 24th, there's no guarantees that you'll be able to get them after that. So get your orders in if you still want cardstock. You know, think of it, you've ordered those inks, it's like an investment, right? So you want to be sure that you get the ink refills to be able to protect that investment, and maybe some cardstock and things like that for down the road. So for future projects. Hey Cindy, hi Vicki. I love that you guys are saying hi. I hope you're having a great day on this. It's a beautiful Friday in Phoenix. This is normally kind of a nice winter day, and it's just gorgeous. We've had such a funny cold winter, like I think a lot of places have. So I walked to the mailbox and was like, oh, it's just beautiful outside. Okay, so I promised you butterflies, and I've been saying it's been this butterfly explosion all week. So I have to tell you something really funny. So when this new product became available for demonstrators last month, and it became available with the stamps and the dies, which are carrying over, they're part of our new upcoming catalog that goes live in May, but they came out with paper as supplies, or while supplies last, right? So not sure, but it's not carrying over into the new catalog. It's just designer paper to use now, and some beautiful wood paper to use. But the flyer, let me show you. The flyer says Butterfly Bouquet. I have been calling this bundle Butterfly Bouquet for the past month. So about an hour ago, as I was entering things into my blog and getting my blog post ready for this afternoon when I can add my video to it and then publish it and make it go live, I looked closer at this silly flyer. The bundle is Butterfly Brilliance. So I got to get it right because it's going to be in the new catalog. And so I will work on that in my head. But I apologize, because if you've been wondering what I was using all week when I've referred to it as Butterfly Bouquet, you probably figured it out before I did. So I got to change my mindset. Here's some samples that I've been posting. We use these in our team meeting this week. This one says happy birthday. It's got some of that gorgeous designer paper. That paper did sell out on Wednesday during our free shipping day. So we will not be using that designer paper today. So I made the same cards, I just remade them without that designer paper for today's projects. Here's another one, again, using that gorgeous designer paper. I do want to let you know, though, if you are part of my Stampin' Besties Club, you guys are locked in. And so the April kit is using the same Butterfly Brilliance or Butterfly Bouquet. And every person in their kit is going to receive half a pack of this gorgeous designer paper. So if you missed out and you want to join, check the description for this video and other posts that I've made about my Stampin' Besties Club. We're having a ball. And if you're already in it, yay, you're going to get half a pack of that paper. So it's really hard to come by. Obviously, it's sold out. So we had pre-purchased some, and we are set for April's kit. So know that you're going to get some. And if you want to get some, get into that club because you'll get a half a pack for April. All right. So here's another one we made. Isn't this gorgeous? So this uses the brick embossing folder and also some of that gorgeous paper. But this butterfly is stamped and colored with our Stampin' Blends, as all of these have been. And then if you saw my Wednesday video for St. Patrick's Day, I made these two green shades. So an Old Olive one and a Just Jade. But then I had already made one in Calypso Coral. So there's three here to show you. Aren't those pretty? And then this was originally one of our cards for today's class. And you can see that I used the designer paper for the butterflies and I cut it out. And then I used some of this gorgeous paper again. But it's okay. We still have a gorgeous, let me show you what I changed it to. This is one of our cards for today. Isn't that pretty? So I just used some of the For All Seasons designer paper and then some of the butterflies that we just stamp and cut out. So pretty cool. And then this is our polished stone card that we're gonna make today. Isn't that pretty? So the same kind of thing. I'll be showing you how we stamped and cut that out and things like that. So, and that one has a vanilla insert and envelope with vanilla tones instead of Whisper White. So I hope that you like all those. We're gonna have some fun, and I'm gonna get my head to remember Butterfly Brilliance and forget about that other name that I took off of this flyer. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so I'm gonna put the camera down, you guys, and get my lights onto the desktop, and then we will get started, okay? Hang on just a sec. Thanks for joining in. Hey, Kathy, hey, Lee. Okay, let's get some lights on here and let's look and see where we're at on my laptop. Okay, now I don't want you, oh boy, see that I kind of did a boo-boo and I moved my camera right before I went live. So that's gonna kind of foul us up a little bit because I can see you're seeing a lot of extras. Let's take a peek. And we can move this. Sorry guys. Oh my goodness. Shame on me for not getting this ready for you. There we go. Okay, so let's get these lights looking a little better. So I hope you're having a good week, and I hope that, gosh, I hope you're safe if you're in the South. I know there's been some horrible storms and tornadoes, so I hope everybody is safe. Last weekend, speaking of being safe, I was able to get my first vaccine, you guys, and I was just so excited, so blessed. So I'm thrilled that that part of my life is getting started. And if you're local, I'm looking at doing something, maybe the end of April, nothing finalized yet, for local people who are also vaccinated, assuming that my second shot, I get that on time and things like that. So, all right, let's do this. Let me show you this cute card again. So I showed you that I changed out the designer paper over here, and let me just get the original for you to see. But it's basically the exact same card, okay? So using this Butterfly Brilliance bundle, let me show you. There's the stamps, and these are the dies, and then of course you've got this large die, and we're going to be using that. Well, I did use it already this morning, but let me show you what I did, because here is the stamp set. It is one large stamp. So to use it, you'll need the size F of our acrylic blocks. And what you'll do is you'll just stamp it onto your cardstock. I've been using thick, so for today's cards, I stamped some on thick Very Vanilla and also thick Whisper White. And then once you stamp it, you'll take your die and it lines right up, you can see, and run it through your die machine. And that gives you all of these fun dies, look at that. And then you're ready to cut with your, or excuse me, ready to color with your Stampin' Blends. And you could cut it with other, or color it with other mediums as well. But I'm using Stampin' Blends today. Alrighty, so, and then I also use the Stitch with Whimsy dies. And I use this second to the largest one. And you can see what I did is I used it on this piece of pearlized specialty paper. And I'll show you again when we start on this card. But isn't that fun? It just gives it a little outline there. And hopefully that's showing up for you well. And then to round it out, there's no sentiments in this butterfly set. So I'm using the Oval Occasions, which also has the double oval punch. So that's a bundle in our mini catalog. So a few different products there. But I wanted to show you the realistic way. Look at all these pretty die cuts. So I've used these little ones, but look at all these beautiful butterflies. So you can see you can just make so much with this set. Lots of things to do. All right, let's start on this cute little card. And I've got a Misty Moonlight card base. And what I switched to, when I switched out the designer paper again, was the flowers, flowers for every season. So it's 6x6 designer paper, and I just trimmed out about 1.5 inch strip there. All of the measurements we'll post on my blog at chickstamper.com a little bit after this video finishes. Once I upload the video to YouTube, then I can bring it back and put it onto my blog. And then that whole post will go live, but it's ready to go. All right, so we're gonna start with this back piece for the front of our card. And I'm just gonna put on this strip of designer paper here. And just gonna leave a little green on the edge. I like to do that, you don't have to. Remember that everybody who has already ordered this week during the free shipping day, all the way through this coming Monday. So all orders over $35, you'll get the full card pack. So you'll get to make both cards. You'll just add your stamps and ink and adhesives. And so you'll get everything else that you need. So it will be nice and ready to go for you. So I'm using the In Color ribbon. It's a 1/4 inch ribbon in the Misty Moonlight. And on our other card, we're going to use the same ribbon, but in Just Jade. And I've also got a really cute thank you gift going out with these card packets to everybody as well. And it holds a gift card holder or some money. But it's a fun little, a quick little way to make a cute little treat for somebody special. All right. So we're just gonna add a little bit more adhesive, you guys, right over that ribbon. And then I'm gonna put this right onto my card front and center it. I kind of have a wide base of Misty Moonlight there showing. I like that. Okay, and then remember how I said that I stamped and cut out the butterflies? So now we can go ahead and color these. So I'm going to use Stampin' Blends, and I'll just put them here to help you see them. So this larger one, I'm gonna use Mint Macaron. Somebody mentioned this the other day in my comments from Wednesday's video, how I label them, and it's so easy, you guys. So I just use a label maker, obviously, But then I put some packing tape over it to help hold them down. But then when I pull them out, I don't have to hunt, and my 60-year-old eyes are hard to see sometimes the little label on what color that is. So that's what that's about. And I'll tell you, when I was doing these, I didn't use too much blending. It was really more coloring. So that meant that I could just kind of color really fast, because I'm going to come back over this actually with a little bit of Misty Moonlight. So it's all okay. Where when we're blending, we have to be a little bit more specific. And on these butterflies, I've just been kind of going for it. And I'm using mint macaron instead of just jade. I thought the just jade was a little dark. And I wanted my butterfly to be a little lighter than that. So I'm just kind of coloring the whole thing. And it's not that I'm being sloppy, but I kind of feel like I'm kind of sloppy coloring just because I'm just really fast. I want to get that color down. And then I can come in with my light Misty Moonlight. And I'm just going to bring this into these darker areas. And you've heard me say this, where those concept artists kind of made it dark, I tend to trust that they know what they're doing. Definitely more than little old me when it comes to coloring and shading. So I just follow their lead. And because I put down that light mint macaron, it doesn't matter that I'm going over it, because the blue from the Misty Moonlight covers that up, and I didn't have to be really careful in my coloring at all. Which is kind of nice, right? You could be a little bit more particular, but these darn butterflies are just gorgeous. So each butterfly on the stamp image is a different butterfly, and what Stampin' Up! Has done is taken butterflies from around the world where our Stampin' Up! Offices are. So I thought that was kind of cool. So easy peasy. And then our small one, I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. So light and dark. So again, the light one, where normally I wouldn't start with the light, I would start with the dark and blend. But here I'm not really blending. So I'm just going to cover the whole thing in the light, just like I did on the bigger butterfly. And then when I'm done, I'm going to cover them with Wink of Stella a little bit on these wings. And that will help kind of make them glisten. And again, no wrong or right, you guys, whatever you like. I'm using the dark now, kind of going into these little areas, but also around them. There we go. Pretty easy. And let me look for my Wink of Stella here. And we'll just kind of get these wings, give them a little glisten, a little kiss of glitter. I don't know if you can see that glitter on screen. It's kind of hard, but it does add a lot. And this one's about out. Let's grab this one. That's better. So Wink of Stella, I don't know about you guys, but I can usually find a use for it on most cards because it just lays down that little thin little layer of glitter to give things a little shine. Doesn't come off, so that's the best kind of glitter. It's not messy. And it's just easy, right? Okay, let's see. if you can hopefully kind of see that glisten a little bit. And then let me show you, there is no wrong or right. On our other card, we're gonna make the butterfly kind of come up a little bit, but you can bend it like that. But then lately, this is kind of what I started doing different ways, and I've been kind of doing different things. So I like it when the outside of the wings go downward. There is no wrong or right. You get to do whatever you want. Now, when you order and get your kit in the mail, I will cut you out butterflies, but they're going to just be the white paper or the vanilla paper for each card. I'll give you the whole set, and then you can either draw or use other stamps or just use something, find something that you have at home. So it'll be a little different. All right, and then I'm just going to use some of our black mini dimensionals. I told you on Wednesday, I've just been using these a lot, and that's partly because of these cute little butterflies. The black just seems to fit right in with the cardstock below. There's no contrasting color. Okay. So let's put this guy on our card, and he's just going to be looking like he's flying. And we'll put our little guy on. Isn't that cute? So for our sentiment, let's see. So again, we're going to use the oval occasions with the double oval punch. So for this one, we're gonna need a background piece from Misty Moonlight. So we'll just get that piece there. And I've got some thick whisper white that we can stamp our sentiment on. And our sentiment for this card says happy birthday, again from that Oval Occasions stamp set. And I'm just using Misty Moonlight ink. And I guess I did go at the bottom, but that's okay. We'll get a white scallop out of this. If I had had a strip of white, that would have made a little bit more sense, but that's okay. Alrighty. And we'll just put this right on that bottom scallop piece and try to center it. There we go. And I'll put this on with a couple of black dimensionals, but the big ones this time. Okay, and I'm just gonna put that down here. I think that's straight. And then what I did, let me show you on these dies. See these little butterflies? So I cut out a little one with the Just Jade, and that's what I'm gonna put down here. And then we'll decorate with our matte black dots. Let's see, let me get a mini glue dot. There we go. And these black matte dots are just so fun. So we can put, there's two different sizes, so we can put these small ones. I put two right here. We're going to use a lot of these today. So in your kits that I ship out on Tuesday, for those of you who order, you're going to get a bunch of these because they're just so fun. I decided to use a bunch of them. There we go. And we'll use some big ones on this top guy. And I think I used 4 before, so we'll do that again. How cute! Do you guys like it? I hope you do. I thought for the inside, we will stamp the envelope and the inside with the big butterfly stamp. So let me get some paper here. And then I'll show you what I did using the Just Jade ink. So my goal was to get this butterfly, oops, see, that's the wrong one, that's the bottom one. This butterfly, inky. That's because I'll have to do sideways instead of upside down. And then he's just coming onto the page there. So the same thing down here. Let's do it this way. And here's our inside piece. So that we can keep that butterfly theme going. There we go. So there's the full card. Pretty cute. And again, I hope you can see the shimmer with the Wink of Stella really makes it. So it's just gorgeous. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. Let me just look at my computer. Oh, thanks, guys. Hey, Cindy, and thanks for sharing. I love when you guys share and you show me your hearts. That's very sweet. Okay, you guys, card number 2. This is the card that we're going to use the polished stone technique on. And this is the pearlescent paper. So just a reminder what we talked about before. I took the Stitched with Whimsy die and I cut out the pearlescent paper. This die does not cut. It only cuts the little holes, I should say. So you want to have your paper the actual dimension that you want, and then lay your die right on it and run it through your machine, and then you get this piece with all these little stitched holes in it. Isn't that cool? So I think it's pretty cool. So I didn't know if this technique was going to work on this paper, but it did, so I was really excited. So let me get something to put under it, and we will start with our polished stone technique. So what we want to have to do this is, I'm just using a clip. In years past, I've used my fingers, they get messy. So I didn't want to do that today. So if I just use one of these little office clips, or you could use tweezers, anything you want, or your fingers, but you want most of the cotton ball outside. Can you see that? Because that's what we're gonna work with. Okay, so I've got some rubbing alcohol, and I have 91% only because this is what I use for my blocks. I wipe my blocks off with this, but a lower amount, is it 78? I can't remember, will work too, so that's okay. So don't worry about that part. And then I have some re-inkers, and we're using Sahara Sand, Just Jade, and Mint Macaron. So you want to get out some re-inkers. Ideally, it works well with 3 to have 3 different colors. I'm using kind of 2 because I'm using different shades of green, but but 3 depths of those colors, right? With the Sahara sand, that kind of is my neutral for this. So I'm just going to use this little cup just so that I don't make a mess dripping on my desktop here. But you want to saturate your cotton ball. Okay, saturate it with that rubbing alcohol. And that maybe even was a lot of saturation. Okay, because that's just going to mean it'll take longer for our doohickey to dry. Okay, so I'm going to take our reinkers and I'm going to drop 3 drops and kind of in different spots, and open up the next one and do the same thing. So there's no really wrong or right to it. It's just kind of what you like. And then it's fun because you can pick different colors, right? So if you pick pinks or whatever you pick. Okay, so I have 3 drops of 3 different colors. That would be your minimum. I'm not sure if I would add more. I would start there and then try a different piece of paper if you wanted to add more. Okay, and now I'm just going to go to my pearlized specialty paper. Again, if you have that shimmery paper at home, you can try that. Glossy paper. That's what we've used in the past, not shimmery. So now, look, I'm just going to go all over. Again, no wrong or right. And it just gives that look. Again, it's called polished stone. And if you Google this or look on Pinterest, you're going to see a lot of different examples. Again, using that glossy paper, right? So that's it. If I had others to do, I have plenty more ink on here that I could go around and drip some more. If I wanted to drip more colors on here and just tap, 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 see, there's, again, no wrong or right. I'm just using this dish because I want something to put that wet cotton ball in. So now this is going to dry, but you can see with the alcohol, and especially using a higher alcohol, it dries really fast. So it's still just a little wet, but I could dab it if I wanted with a tissue or a napkin, but I'm just going to let it dry. It's not going to take very long at all. What do you guys think? Is that fun? Super, super easy. But it gives a beautiful background, right? So when you want a background, maybe you don't have some designer paper and the colors you're wanting to use, make your own background. This would be a great way to do it. So I use greens. I was trying to think of like leaves and things for the butterflies to be landing on and things. So that's where I came up with this color scheme. And in just a minute, this is going to be dry. But while we're waiting for it to dry, I've got my pieces for my card here, and I do have my butterfly that I cut out with the Very Vanilla. So the same thing, right? Same thing that I showed you before. I stamped it, except I used thick Very Vanilla. This is white you're looking at. And then I used my die to cut it out so that it looked like this, and all the little butterflies came flying out. And so this is the one I want to use on this card. So why not get to coloring while we're waiting for this other piece to dry? So I'm going to use mint macaron, and I'm going to use the light and the dark. And I'm going to really do the exact same technique that I just did. I'm going to start with the light, which is opposite for me, but I'm not blending. So I'm just coloring everything in the light with the light marker. Sorry, I'm just looking to make sure you guys can see what's going on. I hope I've been in focus for you. So pretty simple, pretty fast. We don't need to be too perfect or anything with this. So I'm just kind of coming around and coloring it. There we go. So that's the light. Now I'm going to come back in with the dark in all these darker areas where the concept artist had felt that the butterfly needed to be a little darker. And you could use 2 different colors. I'm just on this one, I'm just not. But there's nothing wrong with however you color it. You could use markers, colored pencils. That's all okay. It would be fun to see how some of you have colored your butterflies, because we all kind of think of different colors, right? There we go. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Doesn't take too long at all. Let me get my Wink of Stella in here. And add a little shimmer and shine to this sweet little butterfly. So if you have some of the designer paper that went with this, Butterfly Bijou, I believe, one of the designs, you can actually use that same die. Let's see, this same die on the entire 6x6 piece and cut out all the butterflies. So you could use those butterflies on here. Originally, that's exactly what I had done. But then when the paper had sold out this week, I switched it up so that we could color and play with our blends and things. All right, so let me show you something because I've realized I forgot this part. So originally on my sample card, I've got a black butterfly cut out, and all I did was find the coordinating butterfly on here. I think it's this one. And I just took a piece of black cardstock, laid it underneath and ran it through. And so then I had a solid one to go underneath. So that's an option. So I see that I forgot to add that in my little prep stuff. So I don't have that for today's card, but I just want to show you what I did because it's an option. Some people like to put a piece of vellum down there. I just thought it looked good with the black. So the first card had that, and I will send that in everybody's kits, but this second card is not going to have that until I can do that after the video because I would have to get my black handy. So let's curve these down a little bit. There we go. And we'll put a few little dimensionals. We'll just kind of make a line. And some people like to put dimensionals under the wings. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I just generally like the wings to be up a little bit, but it's really, again, right, whatever you like. That's what makes it so fun. Crafting is so fun when you get to do it however you want. So our piece is dry. We've got one little spot I can kind of see is a little, but I'm just going to dab that with my finger. Yep, that's just fine. Isn't that pretty, you guys? It's using these particular colors make it very camouflagey, don't they? So let's get some adhesive on there. And we'll put this down on a piece of basic black. And again, you'll find all the dimensionals, or excuse me, all the dimensions, all the measurements on my blog this afternoon, you guys. The tutorial is on there already. I just need to publish the blog to make it go live once I get the video on there. So we're just going to center this piece. There we go. And I've got just a black strip. It's just a one inch wide strip. And that just kind of helps the sentiment pop and the ribbon pop down here on the bottom. So I'm going to add that. I'm just going to get some adhesive on here. I'll just come up from the bottom a little bit. we go. Okay, so we're gonna use that same 1/4 inch ribbon. This time we're using the Just Jade color. So we'll cut a little piece here. And now we'll get some adhesive onto the back. So what do you guys think? Is this polished stone technique something, do you think you would try it at home? I hope so. It's really easy. And remember that this video will be on my youtube.com/Chickstamper page so that you can go to YouTube and slow it down if you want to watch exactly how I did it. Be sure when you're there, though, you guys hit that little bell and subscribe and all that good stuff for me. I really appreciate it. All right, so that part's ready to go. Let's get our card base. Got a Just Jade card base. And we'll get this piece put right here. I hope that you'll take the time and try this technique because it sounds kind of scary, but it's so much fun. Oh, yay, Sydney, good job. She's going to try it. And it's really cool if, again, whatever colors you could make it pinks and purples, pink and green, just whatever. But it's great that you can use our pearlescent paper. I think it just, can you see that? It's just gorgeous. And it has its own little shimmer. Pretty awesome. Okay, so our sentiment says, thank you for your kindness. And I'm gonna get my Memento black ink. And we'll just ink this up. And it's kind of cool because we can still use our double oval punch, but we're going to use the scallop side for this sentiment. So that's the way that it fits. So not every sentiment on this oval occasion stamp set fits the little inside piece. Some fit just the big one, but it's kind of fun just because it's a little different than what we're used to. So I'm going to use my Just Jade, and I'm going to use the dark one, and I'm just going to color in these leaves a little bit just to add a little something to it. So just a reminder that when your kit comes, you will have that solid black butterfly for right here. So I apologize that I don't have it. And I'm just gonna get, again, some of these small mini black dimensionals. If you don't have them, be sure you get some because they really are handy. And I'm just loving that they're black and they just don't show. Alrighty, so that's pretty cute. So we've got our butterfly to put on now. And if I had my black one, I'm sorry you guys that I forgot that. If I had my solid black one, he would just go down flat right here, okay? And then this would just go down on top with the dimensionals. So there we go. And we've got our Wink of Stella on here, so pretty. So let me see if I can lift him up. I want him to go up just a little bit because I want to be able, let's see how that's gonna work. I want to be able to put the black matte dots. And I want to have room for those. There we go. Okay, so cute. So then what I did, up. So I took the black matte dots And I took a big one. And then I did a bunch of little ones. And I just kind of made it be like the trail. You know how sometimes there's a stamp for the trail of the butterfly? There's actually a die in this set that you can, and it does the same thing. It makes these little line dash kind of holes. Let's just start to kind of make a turn here a little bit. Hang on, that one's too big. Let's just stick with the smaller ones, and then we can kind of control a little bit. Isn't this fun? Then you can really make it however you want. So whatever shape you want. But I just think it's kind of cute to be able to play with it. So in your kit, you're going to get a bunch of these black dots as well. Isn't that fun? So let's just add a little bow. We've got a little space there. Why not fill it up? So we don't need a big bow, but just a little something there. And again, in your kits, your bows are all tied. Some people, I don't mind tying bows. It's kind of therapeutic. So I just tie a whole bunch when I have kits to go out like that. And that way you don't have to worry about it. Let me just shorten that one up. Okay. And well, doggone. Oh, there they are. Silly me, looking for my glue dots because I didn't put them back where they belong. I'm sure you guys never do that, right? Everything always goes back in the perfect place. Now, I've got a little space here, so why not? You get so many of these dots on a sheet. Why not just put them right here where these cute little leaves are. There we go. And then for our inside and our envelope, I've got another cute stamp from the oval occasion set. So I'm just going to stamp it with Memento Black. And we can color it in with those Just Jade markers. And remember, when we color our envelopes, we want to just put a piece of scratch paper in there, inside the envelope, so that the Stampin' Blends don't go all the way through. Okay. So I've got dark, and I'm just going to do the leaves. And the light I'll do into the flowers. And again, I'm not blending, so it might not go through to the back side, but I'm just being careful just in case. So it's just kind of a two-tone coloring using the two different shades of the Just Jade. There we go. And then we can take this out and see we did get a little bleed through, but that's okay because that's our scratch paper, nothing on the back. Alrighty, there's our second card, you guys, with our polished stone technique. Let me show you, this is our thank you gift. This is what I'm sending to everybody who orders this week. So if you order during the free shipping on Wednesday, you're still going to get a packet for the week, you guys. And I think even an order came through a day before that. So everybody who ordered this week through this coming Monday will receive the card packets that I showed you today, plus this cute thank you gift. So I used those butterfly dies, the oval occasion stamp set, and then some more of the seasonal paper, flowers for every season. And you open it up and it says, thank you for your kindness. And there's room for a gift card. You could tuck some money in here. Isn't that cute? And it's just made, you can probably see that. It's just made from an envelope, you guys. That's the best part. So cute, so easy. A fun little gift, fun little treat. So you'll receive that in your, oh, thanks for the hearts. I love that, you guys. So your card kits will receive everything that I used today. Your bows will be tied. You'll get a bunch of those black dots. You'll get that little thank you gift that will be completed. And it's just my way. I just want to say thank you. Hey, Robin. Hey, Tina. Hi, Jenny. So it's just my way to say thank you. And I so appreciate you guys. I really, really do. And I love, oh, thanks, Cindy. I love that you're watching, and of course I appreciate your orders and things like that. Know that if you have trouble when you're ordering online, it can be kind of tricky. It's every time you purchase from somebody, they have a different way to do it, right? So if you're having trouble, if you get stuck, just message me. I'm happy to help you. I can fill it out. If you're local and you want to do porch pickup, let me know and I'll just order it for you and text you when it's in. Again, if you're local, I hope maybe another 6 weeks or so to do something. Maybe the end of April. I'm just not sure. Otherwise, it will be the end of May for sure. But I'm working on all those little details. May is our incentive trip for Stampin' Up. And so since I'll be fully vaccinated, I'm pretty sure my husband and I are going to go. So, so that's exciting. But that's also right at the same time I'm thinking about trying to open up to do some things in person. So I will be back here though, online right here, March 31st at 6 p.m. That's the last Wednesday of the month. And I will be here showing you my paper pumpkin alternatives for March. And I think my paper pumpkins were delivered today. So I'm excited to see them and figure out some cute alternatives. I always do a scrapbook page, but I'm looking forward to that. Now with the time change, remember when it's 6 o'clock in Arizona, it's 9 p.m. on the East Coast. So figure out where you're at so that you can join us as well. And my Friday Facebook Live mini classes, the next one is April 2nd. It is Good Friday, but I'll still be doing it. And then if you're not available, of course, then you are more than free. You can find it on Facebook, but go to YouTube as well. It will be there that afternoon. So hopefully you can catch and watch the replay. So thanks you guys so much. Oh, Carol, thank you that you love my hairstyle. You're so sweet. This is total COVID hair. February of 2020 was my last haircut, you guys. And I cannot wait to get my hair cut. I don't know how I'm going to get it cut, but I'm very grateful. So for those of you who have lost your hair with chemo, you know, I'm so grateful to have hair. Yay. But I don't know, what was I, 30 maybe the last time I had hair this long? So I don't know what to do with it. It takes a lot of time that I would much rather be stamping and chatting with you guys on Facebook Live. So I hope I can get a haircut, and I'm just not sure what it will look like, but hopefully it will be cute and it'll be so new after a whole year of not getting it done, right? I know we're all in the same boat. So, all right, you guys. Hey, Lee. So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys back the 31st and then April 2nd. So watch my page. I'll put the little details. Don't forget that not to call this bundle Butterfly Bouquet, because that's not the bundle name. It's Butterfly Brilliance. So I apologize for leading you guys on this whole week with the wrong name. I will be working on that. So have a great weekend, you guys. I hope it's beautiful and you get some rest in and just enjoy wherever you are at. Thanks so much. I love you lots. Bye-bye.